Listen up, future homeowner. If you're dipping your toes into the real estate market for the first time, you might be wondering, should I go big or should I start small? Well, we get ready to jump into the world of starter homes, what they are, the pros and cons, and whether one might be the perfect fit for you. This is Salina Property Solutions. Let's break this down. What in the world is a starter home? Now, first things first, what do I mean by a starter home? Think of a starter home as your entry ticket into the world of home ownership. It's typically a smaller property, something you might live in, a few years before moving on to something bigger or more suited for your long-term needs. There's no specific size or number of bedrooms that define a starter home. It could be a 1-bedroom condo or a modest 3-bedroom home. The key, though, is that can you picture outgrowing your life in that home as your life evolves? If the answer is yes, then that is a starter home. Now, why could a starter home be the perfect first step for you? Well, we're going to talk about that right now. We're going to discuss all the benefits of a starter home, because I think it's a good idea before jumping into a larger, more permanent home. So first, a lower purchase price. Now, one of the biggest perks of buying a starter home is the price tag. Starter homes generally, they come with a lower purchase price, especially when you're comparing it to a forever home, which translate into a smaller mortgage and lower monthly payments. Now, that's a huge win, especially if you're new to budgeting or if you're new to home ownership. It could also have lower property taxes. And the reason why I say that is because, listen, with a less expensive home, then guess what? You can also expect property taxes that are a little lower. That's more money in your pocket each month, which can be a big relief when you're adjusting to all these new expenses that come with owning a new home. Number 3, it could be less maintenance. Now, if you've been renting from now, then think about this. Maintaining a property may feel overwhelming because you've been renting. And most of the times when you rent, someone else takes care of all the maintenance, right? Now, a starter home, it's smaller. And that means that it requires less upkeep. And that could be a gentle introduction to home maintenance without being too overwhelming. Number 4, it has great resale potential. Now, I think that's another advantage of a starter home, because a lot of times starter homes are in high demand because they're more affordable. So if you decide to move on in a few years, then guess what? Selling your starter home could be easier, or maybe renting that starter home out. And then, hey, now you're a business man. Now you're a business woman. I'm just saying, you could turn a profit and then you can use that money toward your new home. Now, of course, with all the good things, there's something bad. Even though there's sunshine, and rainbows, there's also the rain. So there are some downsides to consider whether buying a starter home would be right for you. And when I'm thinking about it, as I'm brainstorming this to speak with you, I am thinking limited space. And I say that because if you're planning to expand your family, or simply want more space, then you might find yourself quickly outgrowing a starter home. This means that you can move a lot sooner, or you might have to move a lot sooner than you might have thought of in your mind, and that's a challenge, and it's a costly challenge. Another thing I want you to think about as it applies to a con is the potential for more work. Now, depending on the market that you're in, starter homes might not be as updated or in as good of shape as more expensive properties. So this could mean more time and money spent on repairs and renovations. And man, that can be stressful, especially if you are not prepared. Another one is it just might not be your dream home. And I say that because I'm just trying to give you a realistic mentality. And when I think in my mind, I'm like, man, I got to be real. Your starter home probably won't check every box on your dream home checklist, right? It's a compromise. And sometimes that compromise can be tough to accept. But remember, your starter home is just that. It's a starter. So it's a stepping stone to the end goal, but it's not the end goal. That's just what I'm thinking right now. So how do you make sure that your first home purchase is a smart home purchase? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a couple of tips that kind of guide you along that process and get you thinking in the right direction. So now, before you start house hunting, before you look for, this is just number one, before you start looking for a home, I need you to do me a favor. No, do yourself a favor. I need you to figure out how much home can you afford. So I suggest using a mortgage calculator so that you can get a sense of your price range based on your down payment and your monthly income. Number two, get approved for a mortgage. And I say that because getting pre-approved for a mortgage, it does something great. It gives you clarity. That's right. It gives you a clear picture of what you can borrow, and it makes you a stronger borrower or buyer when it comes time to make an offer for a home. Number three, find a good real estate agent. That's very important. I should have said that as number one, but listen, a great real estate agent makes the difference. You can ask around for recommendations, but please find someone that knows the area and can help you find a home within your budget. Now, before you start looking, this is what I want you to do. I need you to make a list of your must-haves. And when I say that, I mean, take a piece of paper and a pencil or pen and write down your non-negotiables, whether it's a minimum number of bedrooms or proximity to work. Knowing what you can't live without will help you narrow down your options, I promise. Look, another thing, be flexible. Remember, your starter home does not have to be perfect. If it meets your needs for the next couple of years, that is what's important. So be open to properties that may need a little cosmetic repair. But as long as they're structurally sound and in your price range, you are good to go. Oh, listen, do not overpay. The whole point of a starter home is to keep your cost manageable. So don't stretch your budget for a home. You're not going to stay in there for a long term. We're thinking long term. It's short term versus long term. So this starter home is a short term option, but you're consistently eyeing a long term solution. Now, in the end, buying a starter home is all about balance. Yes, I said it. Look, it might feel like a compromise, but it's realistically a smart financial decision. And that smart financial decision can set you up for future success. So if you play your cards right, your starter home could turn into a profitable investment and help you move into your dream home down the line. So if you're on the fence about whether to go big or start small, consider the benefits of easing into home ownership with a starter home. It might just be the perfect stepping stone you need to build your financial future. Now, if you found this type of content helpful, then I implore you and I invite you to become a part of the community. But hey, until next time, this is what I need you to do. Keep growing, keep investing, and keep watching Salina Property Solutions, where your property dreams turn into reality. I'll talk to you soon.